It's that time again, isn't it? I know some of you are really curious to know which characters are going to be featured in the upcoming versions. As you already know, plans for the upcoming banners have undergone some changes, especially with the new leaks regarding Natlan character release dates. But don't worry. In this video, we will talk about the upcoming character banners. That includes the new characters who will become playable, new 4-star characters, and most importantly, the reruns. But before we begin with this video, the giveaway winners who haven't texted me yet, please make sure to add me on Discord. I will pin my username in the comments. Also, here's a calendar to help you track when each patch is dropping, just in case you're curious. Keep in mind that dates might shift depending on miHoYo's decisions to delay or shorten a patch. I will be giving away 20 Welkin Moons once we reach 9,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. Anyway, let's start with the video. We already know about the characters who will be featured in version 5.1 banners, but if you don't, I will make it quick. The first phase of version 5.1 will feature xilonen and Chiori, and the second phase will feature Nahida and Hutao. There is still no information about the chronicled wish banner. Honestly, I highly doubt we will be getting Liyue's chronicled wish banner, as we have already seen Yelan and will soon see Hutao. Unless the same thing that has happened in version 4.5 happens again. In version 4.5, leakers were saying Albedo was being included in the character banners, but that was not the case. He was in a completely different type of banner. So unless something like that happens in version 5.1, which I don't think will happen, we won't be seeing Liyue chronicled wish banner. I don't know how miHoYo is planning to handle the chronicled wish banner, but let's leave it to miHoYo, I guess. Now moving on to version 5.2. As you know, lately there has been rumors about the new characters who will appear in version 5.2. Basically, version 5.2 will feature 2 new characters, Chasca and Ororon. Chasca will be a 5-star Anemo bow user, and Ororon will be a 4-star electro bow user. So far we only have early information about Chasca, still nothing about ororon. It's said that Chasca will be able to switch elements. By switching elements, I mean like, she can use almost all types of elements and can actually switch between them by absorbing elements. The elements she can absorb includes pyro, cryo, electro, and even hydro. Honestly, this sounds too good to be true, and I know for sure that miHoYo will nerf her. Aside from switching elements, Chasca will also be able to fly when tapped into her Night Soul state. We still don't know if she will be able to fly just like Wanderer, or if she will be another Cloud Retainer. If you didn't know, before Cloud Retainer was released, data miners were saying she would be able to fly. But was that the case? No, that was indeed not the case. Since we know Chasca will be in 5.2, we're missing 3 more characters. Wriothesley will return in this version. Wriothesley was released in version 4.1 and haven't received a rerun ever since. This is the perfect time for him to receive a banner. Alongside Wriothesley, we will see Neuvillette. I was gonna say furina, since once an archon receives a banner, all the next version would include archons. But it's confirmed that furina is indeed not the archon of Fontaine. Despite that, I wouldn't say she will follow the archon reruns. Neuvillette, on the other hand, he recovered his dragon power and is now watching over Fontaine, basically acting like the archon of Fontaine. So there is a good chance instead of furina we will get Neuvillette. For the last character, it will be Ganyu. Since we won't be getting Liyue chronicled wish banner, all the Liyue character will receive the normal event banners. Now, moving towards version 5.3, according to trusted leakers, Mavuika, the Pyro Archon of Natlan, will receive a banner. All Archons received their banners in the first phase, so it's likely that Mavuika will be in the first phase. Mavuika is not the only 5-star character in 5.3. We will also get a banner of Citlali. Yes, you heard it right, Citlali. We first thought she would be in version 5.4, but according to the latest information, Citlali would be in 5.3. We almost don't know anything about her. All we know about these 2 characters is Mavuika will ride a bike when you activate her skill. We still don't know what her bike looks like, but we should receive more info about it soon. As for Citlali, she will be a 5-star cryo catalyst character. We don't know anything about her other than her vision and weapons, sadly. Aside from these characters, it's literally the perfect to reintroduce Shenhei. Shenhei might receive a banner in 5.3, because we're already getting a new 5-star cryo catalyst character. And we know that Shenhei usually receives a banner when there is another 5-star cryo character in that patch. Literally the perfect time for Shenhei to make a comeback. As for the last character, it's most likely Arlecchino. Arlecchino was first released in version 4.6, and we haven't heard of her ever since. And we know that new characters usually rerun much quicker unless their name is Wriothesley. Now on to version 5.4. According to data miners, version 5.4 will introduce Madame Ping. The playable name of Madame Ping is Lanya. I know most of us will call her Madame Ping, so let's go with that name. Madame Ping is going to be a 5-star polearm character. We still don't know about her kit or even vision, but we should be getting new info about her soon. We will celebrate the annual Lantern Rite event in version 5.4, and that's when MiHoYo chooses to release her. She is following Cloud Retainer's steps, I guess. We will also be getting the rerun of Zhongli in this version. As we've already talked about this, whenever an archon receives a banner, the next versions will all include archons. And honestly, this is the only time I can see Zhongli receiving a banner. It's literally the perfect time, as the Lantern Rite is celebrated in Liyue region. With 2 characters out of our way, it's likely that Cloud Retainer will receive a banner in this version as well. Cloud Retainer was first released in version 4.4, and guess what time that was? The Lantern Rite event time. For the last character, honestly, it could be anyone. Characters like Seguin and Clorinde have the highest possibility of returning in this patch. Moving on to version 5.5, we will be getting a new face. Goth Girl also goes by the name Mizuki. Mizuki will be a 5-star electro catalyst character according to the data miners. Again, not everything said by the data miners is true, and not everything said by the data miners is false, so you should be the one skeptical about the info. We still don't know anything about Mizuki yet, since version 5.5 is still far away. We have to give the data miners some time so that they can gather more information about Mizuki. Other than Mizuki, Venti will also be the archon who will get a banner. The reason is that in version 5.5, MiHoYo will be expanding the Mondstadt region, adding Dornman Port. Dornman Port will be a small area that serves as the only entry point to Snezhnaya. Since we're getting a quest that is focused on Mondstadt, it's likely that Venti will be included in that quest, as he will be the one who will help us go to Snezhnaya. Other than Mizuki and Venti, the reruns are getting hard to speculate. The characters who might rerun in this version are Furina, Childe, Navia, and Alhaitham. Notice how I haven't included a single Inazuma character in this list? In version 5.5, we might see Inazuma Chronicled banner. Characters like Kokomi, Yae, Ayato, Ayaka, and their weapons will be featured in this banner. As for version 5.6, Ian-san will receive a banner. Yes, Ian-san will be a 5-star character according to data miners. We don't know much about her at the moment, sadly. We might also see a new 4-star character in this version named Dahlia. The only thing we know about him right now is that he comes from Mondstadt region. Literally nothing else. As for the reruns, characters like Mualani and Kinich might make a comeback in this version. For the last patch of Natlan, version 5.7, we will receive the rerun of Mavuika. We know that, when an Archon is first released, there will rerun again after 4 patches. So according to that pattern, Mavuika should make a comeback. And yes, 5.7 will be the last patch of Natlan. It was said multiple times by the data miners. But honestly, they said the same thing about Fontaine patches. So be sure to be skeptical about that information. So, we fully covered the upcoming banners, using leaks, rumors, and my speculations. Let me know what you think about these setups. Oh, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.